Imagine a world where bridges soar higher than skyscrapers, tunnels stretch beneath vast lakes, and trains travel faster than you could ever imagine. Sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie, right? Well, it's not. This is China's reality. Today we are about to take you on a journey through some of the most mind-blowing mega projects that are reshaping the future of this powerhouse nation. Stick with us because what you are about to see will leave you questioning what's possible in the world of engineering. Ready for that, right? Let's get started. China, a country in desperate need of massive mega projects to support its unprecedented growth of population. A country that has built highways, dams, and bridges like no other before. Today, we'll explore China's biggest mega projects that have reshaped the country. Starting with number 4, the Bay-Panjang Bridge, which is the highest bridge in the world. It crosses over the Bay-Panjang Grand Valley and its highest drop is 565 meters, whereas the Golden Gate in San Francisco doesn't even reach about 67 meters. To give you an idea of its incredible height, you could fit the entire New York One World Trade Center below this bridge. The scenic views from the bridge are simply breathtaking. It's so high up that the road is sometimes surrounded by clouds and mist. Guizhou province is a highly mountainous area, so it needs huge connecting bridges such as the Bay-Panjang Bridge. 3 of the world's 5 highest bridges are in the province, and all 5 of them are in China. But building up on a mountainous side has its own problems. Architects kept having to move the final location of the bridge higher and higher to avoid caves and cracking in the karst mountain on either side of the valley. We should clarify that Bay-Panjang Bridge is the highest in the world but not the tallest. That prize goes to the Millau Viaduct in France, which is 343 meters high. The difference is that the tallest bridge is the bridge with the highest structure, but the highest bridge is ranked by its deck height. But as well as building bridges over rivers and mountains, China is also constructing massive underwater tunnels. But before we show you this next project, be sure to subscribe our channel. Number 3. China's underwater tunnel. Lake Tahoe is China's third largest freshwater lake and a popular tourist attraction. Rather than building a bridge and spoiling the scenery, China decided to tunnel underneath with a length of almost 11 kilometers. It is now one of the longest highway tunnels in the world. Lake Tahoe is situated in eastern China's Jiangsu province. The Tahoe Tunnel connects the motorways of Changzhou, Suzhou, and Wuxi and was built to greatly ease traffic congestion between Shanghai and Nanjing. While the Bay-Panjang Bridge's main concern was weather conditions, there is no such concern for an underground tunnel. In fact, the biggest danger of this tunnel is that drivers could lose concentration while driving on a straight road for so long. This is why the road contains thousands of LED lights, so drivers will be visually stimulated throughout the entire trip. Underground tunnels can be built a number of different ways. The Channel Tunnel between France and England was built by simply digging below the waterbed and constructing everything below the ground. For the Tahoe Tunnel, they used cofferdams to empty water across the area in which they wanted to build. This allowed the building area to be separated from the lake and become completely dry. So their building site was simply a dried up lake bed, and the cars today are basically driving at the bottom of the lake. Ventilation shafts were also built but are cleverly disguised across the lake. One of the shafts looks like a small island, another looks like a conch-shaped statue, and another is disguised as an ancient boat. Number 2. China's massive high-speed rail network. In October 2010, China broke the record for the world's fastest bullet train in under 45 minutes. This train traveled 200 kilometers between Hangzhou and Shanghai. 2 years later, in 2012, China opened the longest high-speed railway line stretching from Beijing to Guangzhou. This cut a 24-hour train journey into 1/3 of the time at 8 hours. China has been undertaking a quiet revolution in high-speed rail. The country has completed 38,000 kilometers of rail since 2008. To put this into perspective, it takes 40,000 kilometers to circumnavigate the entire globe. Railways are an integral part of modern economy and a symbol of economic prosperity. China wants to connect itself across every corner and has built tracks in extreme climates ranging from the Gobi Desert to the ice city of Harbin. Railway lines are even ready for cities that have not been built yet. The Yangjiang New Area is a city expected to be developed in 2035, but it is already accessible through Beijing Yangjiang Intercity Railway. This is a similar strategy to European colonizers in North America, who built railway lines for towns and cities they intend to build later. Number 1. The biggest radio telescope in the world. In 1994, one of China's greatest ever astronomers, Nan Rendang, had a vision. He wanted China to have its own radio telescope. Like the US Arecibo telescope in Puerto Rico, back then the biggest telescopes available in China were just 25 meters big. But Rendang wanted something bigger, 20 times bigger. Rendang and his crew spent 10 years looking for a suitable spot in southwest China to build a new radio telescope. They eventually came across the Dawu Dang Depression in Pingpong, where it is situated today. This was a bowl-shaped valley that could hold the telescope's weight and allow groundwater to drain from its side. The radio telescope was finally constructed in 2016. More than 20 years after its initial design proposal, it is now the world's biggest telescope with a 500-meter diameter and contains over 4,000 aluminum panels which can all be individually moved to focus on radio waves in space. The mountainous area was chosen because there are no towns nearby and it's relatively remote. Nonetheless, the project was not without controversy. Villagers living near the area had to be compensated with either cash or housing. Ironically, the budget for the relocation was roughly $230 million and cost more than the actual telescope itself. Currently, the telescope is being used to investigate fast radio bursts. These are mysterious flashes that appear within milliseconds, yet produce more energy than the sun does within a year. And China wants to know what they are. Thank you so much for watching Known Facts. If there are any other mega projects in China or elsewhere that you would like us to cover, let us know in the comments below.